Hello again. Well, today I'm going to try to fix one of these pedals. It's for a Roland HD1. This kind of Roland drums, and these pedals, both of them, the fuzz and the kick, they start developing a kind of low pressure or something anyway, so they don't have the same punch anymore, so they don't have the right dynamic or something. So I'm going to try to fix it. I have some ideas how to do it. I'm not sure, but we're going to do this together. So let's start to dismantle. The first step is this string, you know, the string who's doing all this balance. You see, is this one right here. It needs to be dismantled, and that's very easy. You just take it like this. I hope you see it. A little bit of tension, and then move it to the left, if we consider this left. Okay, so the string is off, and now from here it's very easy. That's the string. Take it out. Now let's take out the back foot. This one have a spring inside for adjusting the height of the pedal, the back of the pedal, in fact. There we are. And we have a hex here, a screw here, and another one here, another tooth here, and we need something like this to get the screws off. I don't know what number is it. Have a little help. What I'm doing is to just open them a little bit, and then it's much easier to take them all out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down here. See it? All the big ones, like this, with this kind of hex head, are out. Then we can take all this ensemble out. We have a lot of screws. You see, my advice is to take this out first, and then the mobile part of the pedal, it's getting loose, and it's much easier to move around with these things. And it should go out. Yes, it does. As you may see, it's a lot of dust in here and dirt. This pedal has been in use for many years, but it's still working great. So normally to a new one there is no screw like this here, but this one has been fixed before, so I'll show you a little bit later. So one of the plastic things inside gets lost, gets broke, so the owner had to do a kind of improvisation, and it's a very good one if we take it that way. It's a long screw from here to here, and it keeps the rubber, the beating rubber, I may say, in a very good very good and proper way. So it's a kind of solution, you know, so you have to find it. It's easy to fix it, and it's much more solid than the original HD1 plastic support. So I take all these screws out. There we go. And now the plastic, there's the top. You see, there's the top here. This one is getting out too. So now the plastic should go out tight, but it should go out. And be really careful, because this connection from the sensor, if I may call it sensor, and the plug, it's very sensible. So it's better if we just take it out before dismantle the plastic thing, just in case. You can break it very easy, and it's really difficult to find this kind of ribbon. It's much harder. You see, the screw, the original plastic was like here, and it was this kind of screw inside. So that one got broken, and that's why we have this big one here. But it's really nice, because it keeps the beating, I may call it beating rubber, in a very proper way, you know. You have to be really careful with this ribbon here, because it's very sensible. What we have to do is to fix this rubber, because in time it's getting really hard. So you don't have the same touch, the same dynamic. And what I found is, if we cut a few strips here, then the whole rubber thing is getting much more flexible. Not too much, maybe like 1 millimeter down, and lots of strips. Because if it's just done, then the tension will be too much and it's getting broke. But if we do like this, so now you see, it's really hard to push it down. Then we're gonna start from here and cut, like, you got it? Like 1 millimeter, maybe a little deeper. Okay, that's one. Let's make another one, then we can check if there is any new flexibility, improved flexibility. Let's see. So that's the idea, you see? So now it's much better, much better. If we do a little bit more, you see, it's not too deep, but it's enough to recover some flexibility. Okay, it's much better. Be careful, don't go too far, because then it's very possible to have this loose. You see? Look. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's perfect. Okay, now let's put all the things together, but for the beginning, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have some Vaseline. This is a very good one. It's silicone based Vaseline, Renolite. So we have to You see, that's the string support here. This one have to be flexible too. And also I will cover all this in Vaseline too. That helps to keep it flexible, to keep it mobile. You know something? I'm gonna have a little bit of Vaseline here too. Doesn't hurt, and it keeps the moisture away and the rust away. It's inside the pedal anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. Easy with the ribbon. So that's the sensor here, and this rubber, it's beating into the sensor, and by the way you push it, you have different amplitude. This back, but first of all we have to plug the ribbon back. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to have this plugged back, and the carbon goes up to the board, as you may see. Oh, come on, yes, here we go. This is done. Now let's have this back in the right position, and that's right here. And like I said before, this screw here, it's really marvelous. I mean, it's a very good idea to how to fix a loose pedal. Now I need to tie it a little bit, a little bit more. I think that should be okay. So then we have a machine here. That should be enough. And then let's put a washer, because this is plastic here, and we need to have a kind of pressure dilution, I may say, for the things around. It's looking great. Before anything else, let's have a test. I'm gonna have the pedal, the mobile part of the pedal here, and let's plug this in. Loudspeakers on. Let's see. Okay, we got signer. Let's plug it in. Oh, it's working. And even different. We can try without the pedal. I can push it like this. Oh yes, it's working very nice. You can feel the dynamic. Yes, this is good. So we are done with this. Now let's put the things together, and I'll have a final test a little bit later. Here. In the meantime, a little bit of Vaseline here doesn't hurt. This one goes here. Let's have these little two screws back in place. Yes, it's back in place. Feels good. It's much more flexible. I can feel that already. Now it's time to have the string back. So first we'll put the string in here, if you may see it. So the string have to be on the wheel because it's a lot of movement. And here you just tie it a little bit, and it should go like this on the wheel, and then we have this dynamic. Yeah, it's looking good. Perfect. Now all we have to do is to put all the screws back. We have this back, that's the top of the pedal here. Don't push the screws too much, don't put too much pressure. You can feel it when it's done, because this is plastic, and then if you twist it too much or with too much power, that's why I prefer to do it. That's why I prefer to do it with my hands, because I can feel the tension, I can feel the pressure, and it's better this way. So that's the big one. Now that's okay. So we have 4 little ones in here. Okay, this is done. Now all we have to do is to have this back in place once, and then we can tie them all in the proper way. Okay, so everything is back in place, all the screws are back, and it's looking good. Okay, so it's time for the final test here. So we got the drum synth. I got the plug. It's just an improvisation, but it's working. Let's put it on. Volume. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Very good dynamic. Well, I'm not a drummer, but I can feel it. You see? Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.